Opportunities for both artists and would-be artists to learn and hone their crafts abound in Southwest Florida. Most communities have art leagues or associations where established artists share the techniques and tricks they've mastered over the years. What fascinates, though, is the broad variety of classes the associations offer. As populations have grown, so too have the number of workshops, and it's as easy to find a class in stone sculpting as it is to learn painting or drawing. At the Art League of Bonita Springs, the course catalog regularly runs to several pages. Since education is part of the League's mission, classes were a natural extension. The League started with traditional arts, but responded to the call to offer more.
We incorporated stone carving back in 1999 and 2000. Even before these buildings were here, we were teaching stone carving, and people were thinking, wow, how wonderful. And we fill the classes. We fill 4 to 5 classes on a regular basis, morning and afternoon, just in stone carving alone. And you would think, well, there can't be that many people out there that want to study that. The reality is, there are. People want to try something new and they want a new challenge.
Frank de la Roche, a successful Canadian sculptor, whose name aptly translates as of the rock, teaches stone sculpting at both the Bonita Art League and the Art League of Marco Island. His self-confessed goal is to get his students hooked on the art.
Each class we try to mix experienced sculptors with neophytes, and that's so that they get the entire process in a short period of time, even if they aren't involved in the entire process in one session. Our sessions run 4, 5, and 6 weeks. It would take a new sculptor about 12 weeks to complete a piece. Consequently, if they don't sign up for 12 weeks, they at least get to see the process in its entirety based on what's happening in the class.
Advanced students use pneumatic tools and have a choice of stone, but de la Roche starts the beginners on soft stones like alabaster and limits them to hand tools, hammers and pointed, flat, or toothed chisels.
The softer stones can break, they can split in two. And so that tooth chisel fans out the shock wave, if you will, through the stone as opposed to a direct hit that could split your stone along a fissure line.
De la Roche also spends considerable time discussing design with his students.
It's important that you don't have dangling lines. I don't like dangling lines. In your composition, that line has to take the eye somewhere. It just can't just hang there.
The satisfaction for de la Roche comes when the stone takes form and his students see what they've been able to accomplish.
The reason why I teach is because I vicariously, and really honestly, this is really honest me, vicariously I get to live my first experience over and over and over again. And I've had people just burst into tears. They couldn't believe it. They just couldn't believe that they produced something like that.
Sculptor Mary Roderick had a slightly different reaction when Bridges asked her to teach a class in glass fusing, an art form she'd taken up rather serendipitously.
Susan came to me and said, "We've got to do this." And I just was sort of terrified and said, I can't do that. I'm a sculptor. But she sort of worked on me and just said, "We need to do this."
As it turned out, Roderick needn't have worried. Her glass classes proved enormously popular, and she's developed a following of students who return year after year to keep learning. Glass fusing is a process in which bits of glass are layered and then baked in a kiln to melt together in a glorious kaleidoscope of colors and effects. Some students create large and colorful hangings. Others prefer to work on small pieces that may end up as earrings or pins. A variety of molds allows students to craft plates of differing sizes and shapes. Each session begins with an introductory class that covers all the possibilities.
In that first 3 hours, I go over all of the technical issues. I'm basically giving you probably a year's worth of information and work if it was appropriately studied.
Roderick schools her students in all the technical aspects, from cutting glass.
Sounds good.
to breaking off the excess and using the various tools. Small glass rods are shaped using individual blow torches. Plain plates can be enhanced through sandblasting. Undoubtedly, one of the most unusual classes the Bonita Art League offers is the annual Steamroller Printing class, taught by Andy Owen, chair of the art department at Estero High School. The idea intrigued Bridges from the get-go.
Of course, I have a printmaking background, so I'm thinking, what a fabulous idea. Your street is your printing press, and your printing plates have been laid down on the asphalt or the pavement, and then you've covered that with a 300-foot piece of paper that you've taken sponges to, and you can see the ring of people around them that they all had to side by side take little steps and lay that paper gently across all those individual huge printing plates, lay blankets on top of them, and then someone fires up the steamroller and boom, just runs right across that. Quite an amazing process.
Equally amazing are the combination prints that result, which are often cut up so that each artist has a piece of his own. The Bonita League also offers courses in such non-traditional but vital areas as the business side of being an artist, from marketing and creating websites to advice on dealing with galleries. Between 3,000 and 5,000 people sign up for classes at the Art Center every year, and Bridges expects that number to keep growing. As it does, so will the range of extraordinary art opportunities.
People basically just give me a call and say, have you ever thought of, and I'll say, well, that's an interesting idea, and we'll just troubleshoot it, try to put it together. Education committee gets together, a group of members, and we're off and running.
Michelangelo once said that genius is eternal patience. Thanks to such groups as the Art League of Bonita Springs, Southwest Floridians with an interest in unusual art forms don't have to wait to pursue their artistic dreams.